Hi everyone, I'm here with a Bible reading. I hope you're having a good day. For our prayer requests, please pray for the following people: Luke Boggs, Hannah Denny, Sherm. Sherm's hurting really bad. In his arm, his veins are all swelled up. Please pray for him to get some relief. Rhonda Karshner, Cindy and Jim, Jimmy Myers, Abby and Liam, Layla and her son Emil, Ray and Donna Dunlap, Bonnie Jean's sister-in-law Lori, Bonnie Jean's cat Misty that she returns home, Joyce White, Dora Carper, Judy Thompson, Elizabeth Jeffries, and her grandson Dominic. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Sherm's hurting really bad, so please pray for him to get some relief with that arm and hand. Okay, so today we're going to be reading John chapter 4, verses 43 through 54, continuing on with Psalm 105 with verses 16 through 36, and Proverbs chapter 14, verses 26 and 27. After the 2 days, he left Galilee. Jesus left. Remember, because the woman he's talking to was a Samaritan, and they urged Jesus to stay with them, and he stayed a couple of days. So now he left for Galilee. Now Jesus himself had appointed out that a prophet has no honor in his own country. When he arrived in Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him. They had seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, for they also had been there. Once more he visited Cana in Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine. That was his first miracle, remember. That was at the wedding banquet. And there was a certain royal official whose son lay sick at Capernaum. When this man heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him and begged him to come and heal his son, who was close to death. Now listen how much faith this guy had. His son was about to die. Unless you people see signs and wonders, Jesus told him, you will never believe. The royal official said, Sir, come down before my child dies. Go, Jesus replied, your son will live. The man took Jesus at his word and departed. He didn't question Jesus. You know, he'd just be like, thank you, teacher, thank you, rabbi, and believe it with his whole heart. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, they said to him, yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, the fever left him. Then the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus said to him, your son will live. So he and his whole household believed. This was the second sign Jesus performed after coming from Judea to Galilee. Alright guys, and that's where we're stopping with John today. And now we are reading Psalm 105 verses 16 through 36. He called down famine on the land and destroyed all their supplies of food. And he sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave. Little question. I quiz you on certain things here and there in the Bible reading sometimes. Here's the thing. Who sold Joseph into slavery? Who was Joseph? Whose son was Joseph? And who sold him into slavery? His brothers sold him into slavery. He had 8 brothers. Half-brothers. He was the son of, Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel. And he was married to Rachel's older sister Leah as well, and he had the 8 sons from Leah, because Rachel wasn't able to have kids, but then she got pregnant and had Joseph. And later on, after Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery because they were jealous of him, Rachel had another boy, and his name was Benjamin. Long story with what happened at Joseph, and he ended up becoming second in command over Egypt after he was in prison a while, because he could interpret dreams. And he interpreted Pharaoh's nightmare that he kept having over and over. And he became the second under Pharaoh. Nobody was greater in Egypt but Pharaoh, and then Joseph. And, you know, his brothers came because they had a famine in their land and needed supplies. They didn't know where Joseph had went, where he was sold into slavery, where they took him. And when they saw him there, Joseph, you know, talking to them, he knew who they was. They didn't know that that was their brother Joseph there. But later they did. And he finally got to meet Benjamin, and the families all moved there where Joseph was. Okay, I could go on about that, but we'll continue. And he sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with shackles. His neck was put in irons. Till what he foretold came to pass. Till the word of the Lord proved him true. The king sent and released him. The ruler of peoples set him free. He made him master of his household, ruler over all he possessed, to instruct his princes as he pleased, and teach his elders wisdom. Then Israel entered Egypt. Jacob resided as a foreigner in the land of Ham. The Lord made his people very fruitful. He made them too numerous for their foes, whose hearts he turned to hate his people, to conspire against his servants. He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. Aaron would become the priest, and he was also Moses' brother. He had a sister as well. They performed his signs among them, his wonders in the land of Ham. He sent darkness and made the land dark. For had they not rebelled against his words? He turned their waters into blood, causing their fish to die. Their land teemed with frogs, which went up into the bedrooms of their rulers. He spoke, and there came swarms of flies and gnats throughout their country. He turned their rain into hail, with lightning throughout their land. He struck down their vines and fig trees, and scattered the trees of the country. He spoke, and the locusts came, grasshoppers without number. And if you've ever been around locusts, when they come, those things are loud and annoying. They just don't stop. They ate up every green thing in their land, ate up the produce of their soil. Then he struck down all the firstborn in their land, the first fruits of all their manhood. The firstborn would die, and Pharaoh's son died. How did the Egyptians, how did the Hebrews, the Israelites, firstborns not die? Well, that is known as the Passover. In order for death to pass over and go to other people, they had to smear lamb's blood above the entrance of their doors. And when death seen that, he would pass them. But the Egyptians, of course, didn't do that. So all their firstborns died, including Pharaoh's son. Okay, so that is where we're stopping with Psalm 105. And we're ending today's Bible reading with Proverbs chapter 14, verses 26 and 27. Whoever fears the Lord has a secure fortress. Yes, amen. And for their children it will be a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. Amen. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. Amen. All right, guys, that was our Bible reading for today. I hope it touched your hearts. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye, guys. God bless.